it and do what it is. I'm saying, we got another episode of having dinner with a real one. Nah, for real though, go ahead and cook something up today. Today is Easter Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Resurrection Sunday. It's a good day, so we finna eat good today, okay? I'm gonna make some garlic mashed potatoes, a little cheese in it. You know, you gotta have a little cheese in it. Make some beef short ribs. I'll show you how to do that. And some steamed broccoli with a little twist on it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing major, but some appetizer, something that's gonna feed your stomach and have you looking right, eating right, feeling right, all that good right stuff on a great Sunday. All right? So tune in, another episode of Having Dinner with a Real. All right, again, this is my recipe, my take. For this recipe, you're gonna need some beef spare ribs, you're gonna need some broccoli, you're gonna need some golden potatoes. Those are the best potatoes to use. And also, you're gonna need some garlic, herbs and spices, salt and pepper for sure, unless you want some bland food. And then, just follow along, and I'm gonna tell you how to put that all together. Have you lick your fingers at the end of the night, all right?
Okay, so I have 2 cloves of garlic, 2 yellow potatoes, a head of broccoli, and about half a cup of some onion. And go ahead and get these vegetables secretarial. Okay, so I have my beef short ribs already. I trimmed some of the fat, washed and cleaned them. Make sure you wash it and clean your meat and not pull it straight out the package and just start cooking and seasoning it. That's nasty. And I also have my vegetables, my garlic and my onion cut up. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Alright, so I have my short ribs seasoned. I'm gonna go ahead and get these in the pan so I can get them seared off before I put them in the oven. You can use your own marinade, as I did. Of course, it has some salt and pepper and some other things in there. Or you can purchase a marinade at the store. I do recommend letting these at least sit in the seasoning or the marinade for at least an hour or 2 before you go ahead and start searing them. And when you do sear these, make sure your pan is super hot. You don't want to basically steam them. You're looking to caramelize the outside, and then we're going to bake the inside to get a nice juicy and tender. Okay, nice juicy and tender. Okay, when you're searing these off, again, make sure your pan is super hot and just put them in there. Don't touch them too much. Don't be moving them around. Just put them in there. Let them sit for 2 minutes and then rotate and do the same to the other side. We're going to sear all 4 sides on these short ribs. Okay, as you see, I went ahead and flipped them 1 time so far. And you see this color, that's what you're looking for. This is what you want to see. That's the developing of flavor, of that goodness, that finger-licking goodness. That's what you want, okay? So you're going to go ahead and keep rotating until they all 4 sides look like that. And then you'll be ready for the next step. Pay attention, follow along. I got you. Okay, so I have my beef spare ribs seared off. Now these are not done. These are not ready to be eaten. I just have all the sides caramelized so that I could put them in the oven. What I'm gonna do at this time is go ahead and start on this garlic and these onions. I have some thyme right there. I'm gonna cook these 2 down, the onions and the garlic, so they're not bitter and have more of a sweet taste. And then I'm gonna put this back in with some liquid, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven and let this cook on 350 for the next 2 hours, low and slow. Okay, low and slow. Take your time, and then you're gonna have the perfect, most juiciest beef spare rib you probably ever had in your life on everything. Okay, so when you're cooking your onions and your garlic down, you want to use the same pan that you seared the beef spare ribs in, and you want to drag it on the bottom. You see how I'm dragging the fork on the bottom? That's pulling up all the seasoning from the beef spare ribs. Now, you want to use a pan that you're going to be able to throw in the oven when you're done, because we don't want to miss out on all those flavors and those seasonings on the bottom of this pan. That's where all the goodness is at. So keep cooking these down. You see how they're getting brown and then caramelizing up. So now it's gonna be time for me to add my liquid, which is gonna be some beef broth and my spare ribs. And again, I'm gonna put this in the oven on 350 for the next 2 hours, low and slow. It's a process, you gotta trust the process. Pay attention, I got you. Okay, so now I have the beef spare ribs, the onion, the garlic. I have it all in the braising liquid. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven again at 350. I'm gonna check on it in about 2 hours to make sure everything's going along. If it's done and they're tender enough, I'll pull them out. If not, I'll add another 30 minutes. But this is exactly how you want it to look. And then you're getting ready to put it in the oven. Cover it up with some foil. Leave it alone, low and slow. 350, 2 hours. Let's get it. All right, so my short ribs have been cooking for the last, I'd say, hour and a half. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my garlic mashed potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these into cubes. Do not dice them. You want fairly large cubes because you don't want your mashed potatoes to be mushy. And I'm also gonna put some garlic in the water while these are actually boiling. That way it fortifies that garlic flavor that I'm looking for. So I'll get started with this and be right back with y'all. All right, so I have the potatoes and garlic and some water. I'm gonna go ahead and let this come to a boil and cook for about 20 minutes. To the water, I did add some salt. Do not add too much or your hands and your feet gonna swell up and then you're gonna be mad at me. And it's not my fault. Add about half a teaspoon, and that's so that your food does not come out bland. Okay, but don't add too much. Half a teaspoon. Wash it. Make sure you are washing your food. And then I'll put this in some hot boiling water for 2 minutes. Then I'm going to saute it in some butter, garlic, salt, pepper, and a little bit of soy sauce. All right, once your broccoli comes to a boil and it has set for like 2 minutes, go ahead, pull it out, rinse it off in cold water, and it'll be time to get it sauteed up. All right, so now that I have the gravy done, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the broccoli. I'm gonna saute it in some seasoning, coarse salt, pepper, just a little bit, don't overdo it. I have some herbs in here, and about 1/4 teaspoon of butter. Yes, more butter, but still, trust me, it's gonna be worth it. All right, so that's how you want your broccoli to come along. You don't wanna overcook it. You're basically just trying to heat it up, put a little mark on it, add a little more flavor. I've added some Parmesan cheese. This is to my liking. You don't have to do that. But if you want to trust me and taste it how I'm going to taste it, I do recommend it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off now, and we are good to go. All right, so the potatoes are fork tender at this time, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them off and mashed up. And I'll show you what I'm going to season them with. Give me one more. All right, so I went ahead and drained the mashed potatoes. As you can see, I have them seasoned. Of course, there's some salt and pepper in there, a little bit of other herbs and spices. You know what I'm saying? That's my recipe. You gotta add your own. But yeah, make sure you do add salt and pepper. I have some milk. It's about 1/2 cup of milk in there. That's about 1/2 stick of butter. Yeah, I know that's a lot of butter, but don't even worry about it, okay? It's Easter Sunday. We're gonna make sure we eating good tonight. And with this salt, again, do not add too much. Because I don't want nobody talking about, I followed your recipe, and now when I walk for more than 5 minutes, my feet, my hands swell up, and nah, I'm not trying to hear none of that. A little bit at a time. 1/4 teaspoon. If you need more after, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you taste it and add more. But do not start off heavy with the salt. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this whipped up. We should be good to go. All right, as you can see, I got the mashed potatoes whipped up. Now on top, I have a piece of provolone cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the same eye that I was cooking these potatoes on, but I'm not gonna have the heat on. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna whip it until this provolone is mixed in. Now stay stirring it. You don't want this to turn into a big old blob, all right? Okay, so I have the mashed potatoes, as you can see, they whipped properly, ready to go. I also added some green onion. You don't have to add green onion, but this is what separates me from the rest. This is added dimension to flavor. You know, this is taking it from regular to the over the top. This is what's making it rememberable. All right, so don't be scared to tweak the recipe and add anything that you feel would make it over the top. So this is the first time I'm opening it up. I ain't been all in the oven. I ain't been peeking and looking and opening the oven. It's been sitting. So y'all seeing it with me for the first time. We're gonna see what it's looking like. I didn't even do that. Sorry. It's so hot. Ooh. Okay. It's coming together. Don't. Ooh. Okay, now you see all that juice and stuff? Don't even worry about that. We using that for some gravy. See, this is coming just how we want it to come. Nice and tender. You see how it's pulling off the bone? I mean, this is gonna be juicy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it about another 30 minutes and we'll be good to go. We can pull these out. I'll show y'all how to make some gravy that'll make you knock your socks off. All right, so I'll let the short ribs cook for another 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out of the juice now and get started on that gravy I was telling you about. One moment. All right, so it's gravy time. So as you can see, I'm using the same pan that I've been using for the short ribs. I went ahead and dumped out the liquid, strained it. I put about a quarter of a cup of flour in the bottom of the pan and put it on medium heat. I want to cook this until this flour has browned. I'll give you an example in just one. All right, when you get to this consistency, go ahead and add a quarter teaspoon of butter to it. And you're going to continue to mix. All right, so when you're at this point, you have the butter mixed in. You're going to go ahead and add that liquid that you strained from the beef short ribs and a little bit of water, and you're going to whisk it until it's smooth. Okay, so at this point, the only liquid that I've added was the liquid from the short ribs. As you can see, I scraped the sides as best as possible and the bottom of the pan because that's where the flavor, that's where the goodness is at. You want to make sure you combine that in this mixture. Basically what we've created is what's called a roux. So I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of water, a cup and a half of water actually. And go ahead and continue to mix this. Whip it till it's smooth. Okay, now you do want to leave this on a medium to low heat. Don't try to put it on high and overdo it and end up burning it. And you gotta go and get a seasoning package from the grocery store. Take your time. Alright, so as you can see, the gravy came together lovely. I went ahead and added the rest of the water, a cup and a half. It's very soupy at this point, but that's actually perfect. We're gonna put it on the stove eye. Put it on low and let it finish simmering, and it's going to thicken slowly. Again, remember, low and slow. You don't want to rush this. All right. Now, as you can see, this gravy that came all the way together. Nice and silky smooth. I went ahead and added some green onion. Again, that's my take, my little recipe. Just taking it to another level. You do not have to do that. This is, again, a good time to go ahead and taste it to see if you need to add any more seasoning, but you should be good to go. Want to leave it on low heat. Do not overcook this, but this is ready for the mashed potatoes, and I am ready to put the plate together. Let's get to it. All right, so I want to thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Dinner with a Real One. You know, we got the broccoli, the braised short ribs, beautiful, glistening, gorgeous gravy, then whipped up mashed potatoes with the green onions, provolone cheese, garlic. You know what this is do. Y'all know the vibe.